Welcome, 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 everybody. Go to bed, Liliana. I understand. You probably have so much energy going on. Here, I'm going to post this as well. Whoops, I don't think that posted as a link again. Let me just post this as a link because this does have information as part of these readings, my October weeklies. For this coming week, we actually have of course, Aries full moon that's going on right now. It actually was its fullest a couple hours ago, but it's still very energetic for probably a couple days, be impacting everyone. And then also, of course, people who have fire signs and are already sensitive to the moons, you're going to feel it probably for a week or so. But the readings for this coming week do include information on the Aries full moon and on the kind of release ceremony and the energies around it that we can use to release more than using the energy of this moon. So that's why I have clicked a little link here in case anyone wants to check those out. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, 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 Liliana. Yep, from Romania, absolutely. And self-love, welcome back, welcome back. Chaos, welcome, welcome. And yes, yeah, yes, thank you for reminding me. I am wearing, it's actually, it looks different in the lighting on the camera, but it's like red and it's, of course, the flash, but it's like Aries lightning bolt. It's in honor of Aries energy for the full moon today. Orange Bruda. So loving it, loving it. So thank you guys again for being here. Welcome. Shazam 2. Right? Yeah. Yeah, you probably have a lot of energy flying in right now. So so glad for you guys to be here. So let's jump in and get this party started. Um, let me move this over and bump out the chat box so it's not so small and moves so quickly. When I have it really big, I can actually read some stuff, which is good. All right, technology, woo woo. So let's take a look here. We'll start, of course, always with a message from the guardian angels to see what they have for us today. And then we'll jump into the questions that are already out there. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend and enjoying this Aries energy. Sorry, I was having trouble shuffling. They're heart cards, you know. It's takes some great ingenuity sometimes. All right. So let me just check the lighting. Okay, that looks good there. So I love these cards. They're just so beautiful. And we did get the compassion card. I think we had this not too long ago. And it says, Dearest one, be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender the self criticism and fear that has you believing you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel you are, and when you love and honor yourself as you are. So, love it, love it, love it. Great way to start off. Oh no, Liana. Hey! Hey, Sassy Pants Pressler. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Spring. Welcome, welcome so much. Thank you guys for being here. All right. Uh, that's my host. She's upstairs. Hello, hello. All right. Uh-oh, she was screaming at you, and you were laughing and crying at the same time. Liliana, stay with us. Don't go. All right. Well, we'll jump in here. Um, Chaos did list you as being first, and I imagine that's a good idea because at any moment you might, being at past 4 a.m. in the morning over there, you're probably ready to doze off anyway, right? So let's take a look at that. And you were asking just a general love reading for this month, or is there someone coming in, or is it still the same deal, the same drill? I like that. So we will use the Tarot of the Magical Forest, and let's see what's going on with you there. You literally can't sleep. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, before you go, silly tiredness, we'll get you some information. All right. And then self-love, you'll be next, and then chaos. All right. So for Liliana, is there someone coming in, or is it the same drill, or what are we looking for this month for love? Okay. Anything else? Okay. Same drill. You got the moon card coming in here. So you are on your path to the hidden and the unknown. But you also have the full card, which is all about endings of old cycles and new beginnings. So you are walking down this journey, this adventure that you're on. But the reason I say same deal is because you got the Seven of Pentacles as well, which the Seven of Pentacles is about things take time. They're watching the fruit grow, and they're standing there. They're doing the work, as they say, carrying the water, chopping the wood, doing the daily, going down the path, enjoying the moment, watching it unfold. And there's not something that's popping in for you right now. They're just wanting you to focus on your journey and your adventure, the moment by moment. And I don't see a significant, uh, you know, relationship come in during this month. We always have mirrors all around us, of course, reflecting back to us. So that is what's going on. Like you said, the same drill. Just enjoy the moments. Enjoy it now before the drama comes in, right? So take it a moment. Yeah. Focus on yourself. That is great. Just move this down a little bit. There we go. All right. So that was your message there. Exactly. That's why they're keeping it at bay, allowing you to enjoy your birthday month, right? All right. So, self love, you want to know what is going on with you next week. So, we will take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know about the upcoming week. I do want to use the Radiant Rider Waite deck. Let's take a look and see what they have to say for you here. All right. So, what would you like self love to know about the coming week, please? What would you like them to know? Well, of no surprise, we have a lot of fire energy coming in for you next week, self love. Well, this Aries energy, this is about new excitement, new ideas, new energy, and kind of like this uh, empowerment. Let's take a look and see what these other three cards are. You have the Two of Cups, which does represent some interactions with others. relationship wise. It doesn't necessarily mean romantic. Let me see what the other two cards are. Yeah. Because you have the Eight of Pentacles too. Eight of Pentacles is the outside world and about you ready to move up to a new level in the outside world. So it could be a relationship, um, you know, connected, but it is kind of that energy of, you're a apprentice and you're moving up to a master, assistant manager, up to a manager. It's that kind of leveling up, but because relationships happen out there too with people, it is about things going to next levels. Either, if you're dating, it's becoming, uh, uh, engaged or exclusive, or, those types of things can happen there too with the relationships. So you have this energy that's coming in and it's impacting relationships and having you move to the next level. Yeah, you have a lot of newness coming in here because there's new opportunities that are arising too. So, I mean, you got two aces out of four cards, and that is very powerful. That means new things opening up in the outside world. This energy coming in to go toward it. It could be with another individual. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean romantic. This could be partners in business. It could be friendships, like a new friend that just totally gets you, and you're like, finally, someone that doesn't think I'm weird, right? Someone who likes the same weird things I do, along those times too. So this is really, a positive week for you. So no concerns, all newness, energy, opportunities coming in, and a significant person that is interacting with you this week. So it's all positive, it's all up, moving up, and newness. So I like that for you. All right. So that is what they had for you there, self love. And next we will look at chaos here. And I will use the Rider Waite. I know you like this deck. So we will use this one. And you want to know about just general full moon, Aries relationship read. Just family, friends, foes, exes, coworker. What about people in your life in regard to this full moon in Aries energy? So we'll see what they have to say. All right. So what do you have for chaos, please? Okay. And then it looks like you will be next, Spring. All right. Anything else? Okay. So the first card that popped out for you is the King. I'm sorry, not the King. I keep on saying King. Knight of Cups, which is all, of course, there is movement in emotion. So there is movement in your relationships with all this fire energy coming in. And usually this is kind of representing sometimes a romantic individual, right? Coming in. Um, and you also have the Magician. So you've got a lot of energy definitely coming in here with that wand. But this is about you initiating things, you not sitting back waiting for things to come to you, but about you looking for and putting energy into what you want rather than, waiting. And I can't see you doing that anyway, where you kind of just sit back and expect things to come to you. You feel like a go getter, definitely. Okay, here's the king we were talking about. So, King of Wands. So, look at that energy, 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 more fire energy coming in. And so, not only do you have the Knight of Cups, that's about movement. Of course, the King of Wands is all about the fire. And you do have little Mr. Lizard here, Mr. Salamander, that protects you against risk. So, with that Ace of Wands and the Knight and the King, with all this energy and this movement and this fire, it just feels like you're not at risk to take a chance, take a risk, inquire, reach out, share your feelings, that type of thing. Crazy. And then you have the high priestess. So the high priestess is definitely telling you to trust your gut and trust your instinct, out of the head, out of all those questions, all those doubts, all the little whispers that are in your head from your brain, and go in there and trust that intuition, trust that gut of what, it is telling you, and follow that, follow your heart, you know. So I like that for you. I think it really is a little nudge to say, don't sit back and wait. What are you waiting for? What are you afraid of? You're not afraid of anything, chaos. So that is your reading. All right. So let's jump down here to spring. All right. So spring would like a advice from spirit for the upcoming week. So we will take a look there. And they are wanting to go to these Queen of the Moon Oracle first. So we'll jump into that. Hey, Nicolette. Anjali, welcome, welcome. Right, Nicolette, you will be next. And then Anjali. And Liliana is back. All right, so spring, let's see. What does Spirit have for you this upcoming week? Yeah, right? Can feel it. All right. Talk about an Aries moon, right? So, yeah, hot moon extremes. So, this week is bringing you some very feisty extreme energy. And it says, learn how to handle crises with calm and resilience. Seeking balance is superior to seeking extremes. So there are better ways to handle conflict than rage and outrage. There may be someone who seeks to disrupt your business or life in some way. This too shall pass. Little affirmation for the card is, I handle extremes with grace, yet I seek balance in all things. And it's great that you still have Libra energy to access, right? And it says, most of us have experienced extremes of weather, boiling hot days, or the freezing of snow and ice. You certainly know you are alive because the sensation can be so overwhelming or stressful on the body. The hot moon appeared in the hottest time of the year where the days were longest and the rain less frequent. Similarly, we can experience extremes in life: deaths, job losses, relationship breakdowns, true fears, big conflicts, booms, and busts. And yet, this is life. Our situation can change quickly for better or worse. The hot moon challenges us to build our resilience and reserves of wisdom and calm for those times where things are at their extreme. It reminds us that developing grace under pressure is worth its weight in gold, and that even these extremes in time will pass. And the companion stone for that is sunstone. So if that, you're so done with extremes. If that resonates for you, you can grab onto some sunstone, wear the earrings, the necklace, the headdress, carry it in your pocket or your big wand, whatever it is that you have sunstone on, look at and use that. I do want to pull a couple cards for you, and I feel like the wild unknown is calling out. So let me just pull a couple on that and see if they can give you some idea of what these possible extremes are, if you don't already know where they're coming from. All right, so let's take a look here, Spring. What else would they like you to know about this? Okay. Yep. So you got the strength card that came in here as well. So, definitely connecting to your higher self, right? This is your higher self combined with your human self, and it bears a white rose. So it brings friendliness and uh, just peace for you. So that's where you find your inner strength. I think you've heard me probably mention the strength card and how it represents our lion going out there and being hungry and roaring, and the extremes and the desperation it has when it's looking for its sustenance out in the world, eventually turning inward to get what it's looking for, which is the unconditional love from above. And so that is like your solace. There's even a little sun on there, at the top here. It's like, here's your solace. This is where uh, how you can handle the heat this week. And you also have the Eight of Pentacles. So it is this, ability to move up in the outside world, like the other Eight of Pentacles we got earlier. Yeah. Oh, and it kind of feels like this is the week that things do move up and change. Be aware of the internet, right? Because the World Wide Web, I feel, is where some of the heat might come from. But this is like the week that you really finalize, because it talked about grasping onto that grace under pressure. So this is the week that I think you get these tests, and it's not like a test like you get graded on it, but it's like you get the something coming into your web, and you're just like, yeah, I got this. I'm not freaking out like I would have, a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, definitely not 5 years ago. And you're like, you really understand how far you've come, and that you're just like, yeah, you know what, extremes are beliefs, you know, like we were talking about the other night. There are no fearful events, there are no fearful things out there. There's just fearful thoughts, fearful beliefs, fearful opinions. There's just all the stuff that happens just is. Whether it's extreme is what a belief we put around it that makes it, uh, absorbs the story that we're applying to it, right? So I feel like this week you're just going to be like, yeah, so there's a wasp in my spider web. I'm gonna go over him. I'm wrapping it up, and da 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 da, and you sting it, and it goes numb, and you're like, it's okay, wrapping you up and putting you over here for later. You're just going about your business like it's just every day. I don't feel like it's, the extremes that come, perceived extremes that come, you diffuse them very quickly. So I feel like that's what you're using your energy for this week. Just a usual week. Yeah, you got this. Liliana, you're funny. All right. So let me keep going down the list here. Thank everyone for all your thumbs up. I really appreciate that. It just helps out the channel and helps spread the Zen love, and definitely appreciated. All right, Nicolette, you are up next. You want to know, will you reconcile romantically? And so, did I say reconcile? Romantically with Alan, and will it be successful? Let's take a look here. I am being drawn to the Spirit Song Tarot, so let's take a look and see what they say. And then, Anjali, you will be up right next. Hey, Sonica, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's take a look here. Nicolette, will you reconcile romantically with Alan or Ellen? Well, the first card that pops up here is the Hermit card, which basically is about you being on this journey within yourself alone. Um, so let me see what the other two cards are here as well. Yeah. And then you have the Hanged Man, which the Hanged Man is also about kind of like hanging upside down by one leg on a tree. And it's kind of like a cocoon in a way where, especially with the Hermit and the Hangman together, it's like you're in this cocoon working on you, releasing old things, um, working on what your life is about, not what, his actions, what they were doing, anything like that. It's all about you reconciling your own emotions and your own beliefs about yourself and what you want in a relationship and what you don't want in a relationship and what you truly do, not all the advice and opinions and blah 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 from everywhere else, but from what you're finding within yourself. And I feel after all of that, once you go through that, you come forward with the Ace of Wands, which is this Aries moon kind of type of energy, but it's confidence and it's this energy and new passion, new drive, newness. And so I really feel that that means that you will not reconcile with Alan, but it's going to be for your highest benefit because you really, during this inner journey and this reflection and seeing things from a different perspective, you're going to be like, I'm glad it didn't work out because it's not what I really wanted inside. I'm realizing what I want, and that you have this new passion, this new desire that you have in your life instead, which, means that someone else that is in more alignment with your future path is who comes in. He's done his job. He did whatever he did and treated you however he treated and mirrored exactly what you needed to see. But now it's time for reflection and time for you. And on the other side of that is where you get this other passion, this other excitement about life, this newness that's coming in there. So I know it's difficult. We sometimes want to have the old back because we feel empty and we fear we won't find love again, but trust me, you will. And I saw something today that they're reminding me of too. In Japan, when something breaks, they repair it with gold, and it is even more stronger than it was before. So this heartbreak and these emotions and stuff that you're feeling, just know on the other side of it, you're going to be more strong than you ever thought you would be, and definitely tons more than you were before. So just have hope in that, and just know that you will be fine and you will find love again. And, when my first heartbreak happened, I thought I'm never going to find anyone again and no one's going to love me. And then the second one happened and then that ended. And I go, oh no, I'm never going to, find anyone again. And then third and then the fourth. After a while, I'm just like, I'm going to find love again, So just, have heart. You are going to be fine. All right, that is your message, and we're moving on to Anjali. Oops, let me just move this over. I keep activating stuff on my sidebar there. Okay, so you want to ask what is happening with Satish and why, oh, why is he not replying to your email? Okay, well, let's take a look here. I do want to draw into the Revelation Tarot. Let's see what's going on there. Liliana, you are a trip. I love it. Hey, Jimon, welcome. You will be next, and then Sonica. So thank you guys for the newly subscribing and for all the likes. I really, really appreciate it. All right. So, Anjali, let's take a look here. What is going on with Satish, and why isn't he replying? Okay. Mm. Okay. Wow. Okay. I kind of see what's going on here. So, I'm going to go with these two first because they're both wands. You've got the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. So, first of all, the Knight of Wands is all the fire energy, and he just has a lot of energy movement, a lot going on in his life. It feels like almost like walls of fire of energy happening. Like there's so much going on. And with the Page of Wands, that is new energy as well. So that's why I feel like there's all this newness and all this movement and all this stuff going on. And he's going back and forth here with all this Pentacles energy. So it's like the 5 of Pentacles is about his inner journey, about his worth, and where is he getting his sustenance from, and so he's worried and concerned all about the income and all this, where is he going to get everything he needs from the outside world, and da 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 da. And at the same time, he's questioning his own worth and his own value. And so his whole world, it feels like a giant tornado of fire energy that he's just doing these backflips and everything around. And I just feel like he's like super overwhelmed with everything that's happening in his life. Think if everything in your life would change, like your residence, your job position, your health, your relationships, your family. Like there's every area that could be touched. I feel like his is being touched in his life, where he just doesn't have a good grasp on. He's like covering all the urgent stuff that's happening, and he doesn't have time to like look at and answer emails. He might see an email and go, "I can get back to that," and I got to do this first and do that first, and it just feels like he's so consumed with what's happening to his life right now that he just simply doesn't have time or energy to do a whole lot of answering emails that don't have to do with something urgent that's about to like explode in his life, if you know what I mean. So I just feel like he's just like so consumed with his own life and what's happening that that's what's taking priority. Um, and and I don't you know necessarily agree that you're not a priority, but right now it just feels like no one is, except for someone that's about to foreclose, come and take a car, or you're about to get kicked out of your home, or because he's like not paying stuff because he's just so kind of flighty in a way, just because he's so overwhelmed. So that's what I feel is coming through, Anjali, with all those cards. So I would just maybe have put a subject line, repossessing car, and then he'll be like, what? And he'll look at it. No, I'm just kidding. I would just try not to put a lot into what he's doing, because he's off on his little firebomb type of life right now. And I always say, when we're concerned about what's going on and all those things, we're really concerned about what it means about us. And so instead of investing that energy trying to, we can kind of turn it around and focus on going, why does it matter to me? What am I allowing it to mean about me? And where does that come from? Because then you can release yourself from that and be able to go do what you want to do without having it impact you. So that's kind of what I feel like their message is for you today. All right. So let's continue on. And let me see here. I think it was Jiman. Yeah. So Jiman, you said, will your son G get the job he wants? All right, well, let's take a look here. And I do want to use the radiant rider weight, and we'll take a look at that. And then Sonica, you will be next, or Sonika. Hey, Dollface Diva, welcome, welcome, welcome back. And then you'll be after Sonika. Dollface. All right. So let's take a look here. Will your son get the job he wants? G1, okay. So the first card that came through is the Tower, which I feel like this is going to be right now that he won't. Um, Interestingly enough, he's got the Six of Cups and the Five of Wands coming in, and it kind of the Six of Cups has to do with the past, and I don't feel like it's memories and different things that he's working on right now. I feel like the Six of Cups is really about that there's someone from his past that comes across that allows him to see things differently about jobs and that, because the Five of Wands is about something that feels like conflict to start off actually ends up being, friends that are helping each other um, have more skills and move up. So I kind of feel like that the job that he's thinking he wants doesn't pan out, but someone from his past, like a friend or someone he worked with before or something, like someone from the past comes in and puts him either on the path to a different job that will help him even develop his skills and really be so much different than what he thought he was going to do. But it's going to be, someone that he has known in the past or worked for in the past that offers him and says, "Hey, yeah, we're hiring. We'd love to have you." Or there's this position. I thought of you. It's that kind of um, thing that I feel is unfolding there. So, you know, just let him know, if the job doesn't unfold the way he thinks it will, you can say, "Hey, did he work somewhere before?" And say, "Have you tried trying at that place?" Or, if someone's coming to mind that you are thinking of right now, like one of his old friends or old bosses or something, you can just say, "Have you ever thought I'd get in touch with that person?" And just follow your instinct with that. But I kind of feel like that's what's going to be happening with those cards that were coming out here. So that is your answer for right now. And let's take a look here. So, Nika, you are next. Let me just scroll down a little bit here. Very good. All right. So, you want to know the feelings and intentions of your boyfriend. It sounds weird. However, lately, he feels he's not valuing you at the beginning, as the beginning. You're feeling he doesn't care about how you feel. Okay. Well, let's take a look out. Let's see what spirit will let you know around this situation. And we will see what is going on. All right. So tell us about Sonika and her boyfriend. What's her boyfriend's intentions? What would you like her to know? Okay. Anything else? I didn't think so. Okay. Wow. So you got an 8 and a 6 here. And the second one is like an 8 and a 6. Oh, sorry. little bright there. So you got two eights and two sixes. So I can't do that very well. This will be better. And one of them is you, and one of them is him. And so I feel like this is you here because this is Eight of Swords is your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets and your attitudes, your expectations. And I feel like you just have so many that are um, binding you and making you feel so trapped and um, almost desperate with it. And their thoughts around the Six of Wands, which is all about recognition, which makes sense. You're feeling like you're not getting the recognition and the attention and everything you were before. So I kind of see, it's pretty funny that like they have an eight and a six, like this is you, but this is him. He's also in this position here where he's got this energy that's here. This eight of wands represents what's going on with him. A lot of just fiery, energetic energy that's just coming in. And the six of swords is about him. He has movement, changing of mind, movement of thought and belief, moving from, it's like the Eight of Wands is a lot of energy overwhelming him, I kind of feel like. And the Six of Swords is them trying to figure out things in their mind. And so I kind of feel like, when you're asking what's going on, he's just acting differently. I feel like things have calmed down, maybe I want to say too much in some areas of your life, but there's all this thinking that's going on. And I feel like the energy that you can use with your Six of Wands, because you can also have movement and changing of how you're using your energy. And I feel like they're a mirror. So like how you feel you're not getting recognition, think that how am I not giving him recognition, right? And are we grateful for things that they're doing, and are we voicing that? Because what we want, we give, and then it comes back to us, right? And if we're not giving recognition, then maybe this is a mirror for us, allowing us to see where we're at in the relationship. Because relationships, generally what happens is, when you meet someone and you have zero expectations on them, right? Your expectations are down here, and this is what they're doing, right? And so all of this is wonderful. You're like, yeah, you're just awesome. And then they ask you out and you start dating. There's little expectations, are still wonderful. You start going where you're exclusively dating. Oh, well, they're still wonderful. It just doesn't seem as much. And the longer it goes, the more expectations come. And we're like, why? They aren't the way they were before. And they are. It's just our expectations of them have changed. We started focusing on who they're not rather than who they are. And so there is this transformation that can happen here. And it's just a huge mirror with the 8-6 and the 8-6. I mean, it's just like think about how you're feeling and then go, oh, I wonder if that's how they're feeling. Right. And then whatever you're wanting, start doing to him. So if you're like, I don't feel like he's valuing me, you can look at two things. How am I not valuing myself? But also, how am I not valuing him? And then start to value him, start to value yourself, and then see what happens. Because that energy will change. When we focus on what we don't have and what's lacking and what's not going right, that expands. It's that energy. And if we focus on what we're grateful for and valuing and doing all that, then that expands. And what we reap, we sow, what we put out, we get back. And I kind of feel like that is what they're wanting you to know, because that is just Crazy that you got an 8 and a 6 and an 8 and a 6. 4 cards, how's up? The chances of that are just astronomical. So I really feel like that is the message for you right now is just to start valuing them, even if, but make it sincere. We don't go, oh, I really appreciate that you do this when we really don't, because they'll see right through it. Really look in your heart and what are you grateful that he does do? And just thank him for it and watch him go, what's wrong with you? But just say, I just want you to know that. And it's going to take them aback, I bet. Watch. So that's your message for right now, Sonika. And let's keep going down here. Do, 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 do. All right, so Dollface Diva, you were next here. And oops, scrolling by there. You want to know what advice does Spirit have you about your love life? Okay, let's take a look here. And yeah, they don't want any of those. I'm going to go over here to the Wild Unknown Tarot. And then, hey, Leah, you will be next. Absolutely spring. You don't celebrate. You can celebrate Halloween in Liliana. You can start a new tradition there, right? You guys are crazy. All right. So Dollface Diva, let's take a look here and see what advice Spirit has for you regarding your love life. Okay. Okay. So let's see what these are here. Okay. Okie dokie dokie. So you got the 8 of Swords starting here, and I feel like this is where you're at here. And you also have the Daughter of Swords here. So I feel like these need to be talked about together here, because here is the Ace of Swords from which this is hanging from. So you're in a cocoon. You're reviewing and looking at all these swords are your expectations and your thoughts and your beliefs about yourself, about relationships, about others. And so you're in this kind of, how they call it caterpillar soup, that you're dissolving things, old things that no longer serve you. You're letting these thoughts and beliefs go, because that's what the Page of Swords or the Daughter of Swords does too. This Ace of Swords allows you to connect to higher truths, higher understanding, those usually connected to unconditional love of the higher realms. It allows you to slice away these old beliefs that are these opinions that you were taught here, which are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. And so right now, it's like you can't grow when you have these here, because if you try to come out of your cocoon, you're going to get cut. So while you're in your cocoon here, you are dissolving these, you are letting go of these expectations as you question them and understand them, because you also have the Tower, which is things are being removed out of your life for you to make space for the new, which is what the Fool card is. This is a new journey, a new you that will come from that cocoon. And so just realize that these things that are happening, these confrontations, these repetitive same type of people, it doesn't necessarily need to be relationship, like romantic. You can have customers and romantic people, but friends and family all acting and treating certain ways that are so similar. You're going, what is going on here? But all this stuff is being brought to you so that you can get to the root of it, to release it, because it no longer serves you. You've had those feelings, you've had those situations, but the Full card, basically comes after the World card, which is ending of major cycles, so you can begin a new journey. And so I really feel, this cocooning that you're doing, it's like you're kind of being pulled away to be able to evaluate and look at those beliefs that you've had. And, if you've been wondering, why do I keep choosing the same type of person? Well, it's because we're still learning those and we are brought all our examples over and over again to help us reflect. So we're constantly getting these mirrors to reflect those things back so that we can work on those and release those. But what's great, I mean, at the end of it, you do um, emerge from the cocoon a beautiful butterfly with strong wings to be able to go places you would never have been able to go before. Go to heights of love you wouldn't have been able to go before. And confidently move forward in your life. And, this is the new creation that you arrive from that. So that is what advice they have for you right now is to look at those thoughts and those beliefs that you have about yourself on the inside. And then those outside cycles and patterns will suddenly drop from up here to like hardly ever happen, and you're going to be like, oh, and then you're going to be drawing different type of people into your life as you change on the inside as well. So I like that for you. All right, so Leah, you are next here. Let me just scroll a little bit down here. Okay, so you wanted to know what is on Dee's mind about you and what's coming towards you. Okay, well, let's take a look here. Actually, I'm drawn to the tarot of the magical forest. All right. So let's take a look and see what is going on with that. Hey, Linda, welcome, welcome. Linda, you actually will be next after this one. All right. So let's take a look here, Leah. What's on Dee's mind about you? What is he thinking about you? Okay. And what is coming towards you? Okay. Sorry, I'm going up over here. So what's on his mind, he has the Six of Cups here, which this is about memories. And so, um, what's on his mind is he's thinking about the past. And I feel like um, there's some pain involved in it because this is what he's looking at here. He's looking at the stuff that was disappointing, the things that were spilled, the things that didn't work out, you know? So I almost feel like it's like he's thinking about the good times and the hurtful times too, because you can kind of see like the dark and the light, right? So it's like he's going back and forth, and it's the five and the six of cups, the five and the six. So it's like he goes back and forth with these. And what's coming towards you guys is that you do have the two of cups that's behind here, which is about the power of choice, and it is about the emotional power of choice. That it's like you guys are learning that you get to choose what emotion you feel as you go through anything. And as they're doing this reflection, kind of feel like again you are, doing this reflection too, thinking about the good times and the hurtful times and the good times and the hurtful times. And I kind of feel like you both are doing the same type of thing, but I feel like you're, not um, in each other's proximity. And but you're learning that you get to choose what anything means. You get to choose what you feel as you go through anything. And so there's this balancing that needs to happen. I mean, you can even see here, they usually don't do this. They've got here's one cup here and one cup way over here, right? So the two of cups, it's like you guys are exchanging like the feelings and the emotions that you're having. And I kind of feel like you are going back and forth in your emotions. One moment you're thinking about something that was neat, and then you're feeling about a painful thing. And it's like going to be going back and forth until you realize that it's not what's happening outside of you that is causing those emotions. All those emotions are happening inside you, and that you are actually the one that are choosing to feel um, what you're feeling around a situation. It's not the situation itself that's causing the emotion. You are generating the emotion around the situation. It's the other way around. And I know in the beginning it doesn't seem that way. It seems like, well, it doesn't feel like I'm choosing. Like this thing happens, this is how I feel. It's just how I feel. And when we go back and look, it's actually a habit that we formed very early in our lives when we were told over and over and over again that when this thing happens, this is how you're supposed to feel. When this thing happens, this is what it's supposed to mean. And it's about creating new habits and creating new power around that, "Oh, okay, I don't have to take on everyone's opinion on what that's supposed to mean." No, we hold that power within us. And I feel like this is what is both happening on both sides of you guys, is that you're learning this and you're understanding this more and more, that I don't have to be hurt by this. I don't have to be happy about this. I mean, usually we're like, oh, I'd rather be happy a lot more about a lot more things, but we're so much taught to be sad and upset and hurt and betrayed and, by things when we don't have to. They're just things that are happening. They're just actions, but we're the ones that put the story and the emotion behind it because of what we were told over and over again, where it became our opinion, then it became our habit, and now it's become our reaction. But if we slow things down, take a breath, look at an old memory, because that's what the Six of Cups allows us to do too, is that we go back and look at these emotions and realize that other people's actions, if they were not of unconditional love, because that's what the Two of Cups says too, every moment is either of unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. And if you're looking at a memory that's not full of unconditional love, then it's full of fear. There was some sort of fear that ignited this pain in our heart. And when you realize when a human goes into fear, the little child self inside of us either felt unsafe or out of control. And so it sounded an alarm. Blood rushed out of our brain, went to our arms to fight and our legs to run, and we act out of our minds. We actually, aren't thinking emotionally clear. We're just reacting. Our body wants us to run and escape from the giant beast that's chasing after us. That's kind of what's going on inside of our entire body when it goes and sounds that alarm. It's like, where's the beast? Run or fight. And so, if we're going through that and someone else has done something that's unloving, then they were doing something out of fear, trying to get back into where they felt safe, where they felt in control. When you go back and look at these memories, they actually transform, because when you have that knowledge and you're like, oh, what they were doing was not personal. It was just out of fear. They were acting out of their minds. And so was I, now that I think about it. And it's kind of similar, like if you're swimming out to rescue someone who's drowning, and they're panicking and their arms are flying, and you get close and they're all and they hit you in your head, and you're like, why did you hit me? And then they go, and they grab onto you and pull you under the water with them. And you're like, why are you trying to murder me? And you finally get them and take them to shore. And then they're safe again. And then they come back to their minds and they're like, oh, hey. And they didn't even realize what they were doing because they were in panic mode. And that's what we start to look at, these memories and these hurts and these pains. And we realize their actions were not personal towards us. They were just feeling unsafe and out of control. And there's this movement of the emotions and the movement of the memories that helps you understand yourself more in your actions. And the attention comes back to you, realizing that I'm the one that's controlling my emotions, not anyone else. So I feel like that is what's going on here. I know when you're asking what what's on their mind about me? It's like, um, all of this, right? And what's coming towards you, this empowerment, this growth around your emotions and what you're choosing and getting your power back instead of giving it away to an event or a story that's on the outside. You're coming back into this power with that. So that is what they are wanting to know with that question. I know it didn't seem like it was, right. It's like, well, that wasn't my intention of whatever, but spirit always gives us what we're needing to know in this time. It's like you're asking this question, but this is the real question you're asking, and this is the answer we're giving you because they're so wise, and they always have our highest, experience and love for us, so we can trust that. Okay, that's what you want for us. So, all right, Leah, that is what they have for you. And let me just continue going down here. All right. I think Linda, you were next. Yeah. Okay. There we are. So you're asking, is it a good time or a period for your husband and you to travel and or go camping? All right, let's take a look here. Um, yeah, let's take a look. I want to go into the wild unknown tarot, and let's take a look here and see what we have here. Very good. All right, Abigail, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and you will be next. All right. So let's take a look here, Linda. Is it a good time? Okay. For you to travel and or go camping. Yeah, I think with all these cards together, this is looking pretty positive. You have the Four of Pentacles, which is about stability in the outer world. So that is a good card to have, of course. You also have the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about going, moving up in the outside world, kind of action a little bit in the outside world. And that makes sense. The spider web, they're telling me just wherever you're going and whatever you're doing, just make sure to check it out really good throughout the internet and do your research on where you're going, how you're doing, da 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 da. Da. Let that help make your decisions there, because you have the Hierophant too, which is kind of like the wisdom. It can be a wisdom card. You hold the key to uh, really understanding where it is you're going and where you're headed. So it's kind of like they're showing me, just a wise person that has wisdom that's going, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I know what this is about. And you have the magician card. So that really sealed it for me when I saw that, because that's all about action. That's all about movement, knowing that you have everything you need to manifest your dreams and to make things happen. So it is about you taking, that wand and having the action and focusing it on what you want to have happen. And there's all this energy that comes in with the magician. It's a major manifesting energy. So they always have like a not a warning, like a warning label that comes on the wand. Be careful what you focus on because it expands. So, rather than focusing on, the what's wrong with it and da 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 da, that will expand it. But instead of looking at what you're grateful for in something and what you want, that expands instead. So instead of gratitude in what you want, not lack in what you don't want, and then that expands there for you. So I really like that because yeah, they're basically saying, yeah, it's a good time for you to travel and go camping. Just do your research, use your wisdom, and use that power wisely because you'll be able to really make things happen. Like if you're thinking of going somewhere and going, oh, we can't do that. There's just no way we probably could get in there or do that, or we really want to do that. Don't doubt yourself. Go, you know what? I'm going to get us in there. I'm going to go call them. I'm going to do this, and you're going to be amazed at what you're able to be able to do um, that you didn't think you would have been able to do before. So I really like that. All right. So that is your answer, Linda. Easy breezy. All right. Let me see where we're at here. And again, thank you guys all for your likes and your subscribes. They really do help. So if you haven't given me a thumbs up yet on this video, it does help my other videos get sent out to as recommendations for other people, help spread the Zen love. So if you want to give it a thumbs up while I'm thinking about it, I greatly appreciate that. All right. All right. So Abigail from Reunion Island. All right. And so you want to know if you and your family are going to, a family life is going to change in January. Is your dad getting the restaurant in, and I'm going to murder that. I'm not going to say that in that M area. And let's take a look here. I do feel drawn to the Tarot of the Magical Forest. So we'll take a look here and see what is going on there. And then Jimon, you will be up next after that. And then Chaos, we can do that. Absolutely, Linda. My pleasure. All right. So Abigail, let's take a look here. So in January, what's going to be going on with your family life? We'll look at that, and then we'll ask that follow-up question about the restaurant. So we'll focus in on family life for Abigail. Okay. Right. And then, okay, I was going to say, and what about Dad's restaurant? Okay. I like it. Okay. So your family life, you actually have two cups cards, which is all about emotions here. And I really feel like there may have been a period of time where there's been a lot of disappointment and a lot of just really tough emotions that are more, rooted in um, the fear of losing love and things happening in the world's expectations not unfolding, and it's a lot of just like a lot of things that have just um, in your minds have like failed, like disappointment. This thing didn't work out. Now we hit that wall. Now we hit that wall. But this is great because it's like here's the emotional choices back here. And you have the Ace of Cups, which is about new, brighter emotions, new things coming, where you feel like your cup is full and running over in January. And I feel it might have something to do with your dad getting his restaurant because you got the Wheel of Fortune, which is about things are a changing, and you have the Page of Pentacles, which is all about new opportunities that are coming in the outside world. So I feel like that's yes, your dad does get this restaurant because he has this change of fortune, this opportunity, that new opportunity that comes, and you guys are, moving from kind of this glum, like downtrodden, like why is everything just not working out? And then ta-da, psh, it's very bright and promising instead. So I really like that for you. So it looks like things are very bright for you, Abigail, and I wish you guys the best um, in this new adventure coming up in January. All right. Let me see where we are at here. Oh, that's right. We were going to do the collective reading. I think Sonica. Oh, sorry, Gmon. I don't want to jump over you. So Gmon and then Chaos. So Gmon, you want to know if Cliff will contact you soon, and if so, how? And I'm drawn to these everyday tarot here. Absolutely. Bless you, bless you. Hey, Earth Angel, welcome, welcome. All you have to do to be added is ask your question, and the chat is the list. So just ask your question or ask for a general reading, and you'll be good. All right. So, Gmon, will Cliff M contact you soon? We'll ask that first. Okay. And, just be right back. Okay. Okay. It was funny. The card that went flying off is the Ace of Wands, which is all about fire energy on this fiery Aries full moon. So, I don't feel like they're going to be contacting you, and um, because you have the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles, which normally this is like abundance and things like that coming in, but because you got these two tens, which are ending, the 10 is like endings and new beginnings, and you got the Judgment card, which is double endings and double new beginnings. There it goes. So you have two X's there. Um, and you also got the Death card, which is about endings and new beginnings and rebirth. I just feel really like, there's this ending. I don't feel like there's going to be a lot of communication there but you do have the Hanged Man and the Star. This is the card of hope. And this is about seeing things from a different perspective, which then brings in the Ace of Wands, which I feel like this is a new energy, a new, with all that endings, 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 and there's this hope and this seeing things from a different perspective. That then you have this Ace of Wands, which is about this spark of a new beginning, and so I feel like that they're not going to be contacting you soon, and that it's it is going to work out fine for you because you're going to have this hope of things are going to work out fine. You have this like that bright star in the sky, is your higher self, is the heavenly realms, is all the support you have. And that Hanged Man allows you to see things from their perspective, from this higher perspective, knowing that everything unfolds for you, that these things that are happening aren't happening to you, and that you get to really grasp letting the things end that need to end, and this rebirth that happens, knowing that I'm the one who holds that magic wand, and I'm going to be the one that directs my life, and I'm not going to let anyone be have any power over my life. I'm going to be the one that chooses what my life is and what's going to unfold. So yeah, that's what I feel is coming through with all those cards. So there you go. Very good. And let me see what else we have going on here. So we'll do the collective read here. And I'm okay, Chaos, with with adding an extra, like a rule or a guideline around deleting, and that kind of stuff, you don't have to worry about all that. I appreciate everything that you're doing, and helping out, and letting everyone know where they're at and all that. But I'm okay with because I can just scroll past things. Um, just enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. You know how I am, like as little rules as possible is what I'm about. I got overruled in corporate life where there were so many rules about everything. I just like to go with the flow a little bit there. So um, I don't want you to have to, monitor all that kind of stuff too. Just, we'll just go with the flow with that if that's cool. Thank you. So let's do a collective read for us for um, the rest of the week. So for all of us here in the chat, we're just going to see what they want us to know for this upcoming week. And I really like these Aboriginal spirit are calling out for us here. And we will see here what they want us all to know. All right. Okay, we're not getting that many messages. They're like, we have one for everyone. Yay, I like this. Accomplishment. Yay. And let's take a look here and see. So, accomplishment is the result of our journey. Often we fail to recognize the significance of the journey that delivers us to the place which we deem success. During our journey to get to the finish line, there are usually lessons we've learned along the way, and these experiences are filled with wisdom. True accomplishment is defined by the lessons we experience on our journey. The journey is as significant as the destination in which it ends. I like it. Oh no. And this is the message with the card for all of us. Stop being impatient. Okay. Slow down and savor the journey. Look at what you have accomplished and how you arrived at this moment in time. You did the hard slog to get here. Now just rest for a moment and enjoy the success and triumphs. You are such a high achiever that each time you achieve your goals, you shift the goalposts. It's okay to reassess your goals, but you find yourself continually chasing higher and still higher goals when in actual fact you already surpassed these goals some time ago, right? As a result of your hard work, there is now a great opportunity coming to you in the following days. Just give the universe some time for all the final pieces to fall into place, and you will be off and running again. I like that. That is a great message for all of us. Thanks for asking for that, chaos, because I'm claiming that. It's funny because, I can totally relate to that because it sometimes feels like the carrot at the end of the stick is constantly moved and moved and moved and moved, right? And at some point, you look at that carrot and you're like, it's kind of dried up and there's, it's kind of some mold on there, think, and some of it fell off and a bird came and ate some of it. And you're like, I don't think I want that carrot anymore because it's been moved so much. So I love it. All right. Thank you, Chaos, for asking that. All right. Hey, Anjushri. Welcome, welcome. And let me just quickly look down here. All right. So you want to know, how will your forever person be and when will you meet him? Okay. Well, we'll take a look here and see what they would like you to know today on that and see what they are willing to share. Okay, very good. Hey, Andrew Shri. All right. And then Samosa, you will be next. All right. So let's take a look here. What does your forever person look like? Or what do they want you to know about this forever person? And when will you meet them? All right. So let's take a look. So what they're telling you about your person is, first of all, they had the oops, sorry. So my picture's down here. I was holding up in front of there. That's not going to help you any because my on-screen self can't see it. So you got the justice card, which is all about balance, which is great. You want someone who has this good balance of life and that they're really even keeled and they don't have high highs and low lows. They're not boring, but they're very balanced. You know, they have a good um, grasp on life because in the past they had these five of wands. I feel like they came from a conflicted background where there was a lot of fiery personalities like in his house growing up, and he really had to learn to hold his ground but also be balanced. And it's like everyone around him seemed out of balance, that he was like, I do not want to be like this. And so he really learned to balance his emotions and balance things around in his life, because he also has the Fool card here, which is, you know, he ended old cycles. I kind of feel like all that conflict that was going on in the family and everything, that he broke that cycle with himself. He's like, I'm not going to carry that on. You know, if there was on the edge of being abusive emotionally or physically or something, that he broke that pattern because he ended that cycle, because the world card comes before the full card. You know, it's the full circle. So he's ended those cycles and he has this new beginning. He's a new creation and a creature, and he left a lot of that old stuff behind. So I really like that balanced approach to it. So that is great. And then the situation of meeting with them um, has to do with your this is your job for you now. You have the Nine of Swords and the Ace of Swords. And I like these two together because the Nine of Swords is kind of known as an insomnia or nightmare card, but it's because you have all these expectations that are going around in your head of how things are supposed to be, who you're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, how the relationship is supposed to be, how the world is supposed to be. All this stuff, all this pressure, all these beliefs that will keep you from that relationship, because there's so much that is having this. I mean, your life is like pressured into this little line, this little box of everything has to line up exactly like this. Nothing out here. Nope, it has to be this. And this is where he is. And if you don't use that Ace of Swords to question and get in and cut away all these expectations and these thoughts and these beliefs and really understand, why do you believe what you believe? And you're like, well, it's because they told me that's what I'm supposed to believe. But is that really what I want to believe? Then it opens up, and then, duh, oh, there he is. But if you don't, you won't see him. So if that makes sense. So your job for the situation of meeting him is you have to do that inner work, look at all those expectations and those things that are just stressing you out almost to the point of exhaustion of trying to live up to all these expectations. So I like it for you because there's freedom on the other end, and balanced person out there that you will find. All right. So that's your message for today on that. And let's take a look here. All right. Oops. See, it scrolled up there. All right. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anyone. Okay, yeah. So Samosa, what are Raul Jaswal's feelings for you? So let's take a look here and see. I do want to go to the Radiant Rider Waite. Let's see what feelings they have here. Hey, Aditi, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's take a look here. Samosa, what are their feelings for you? What are their feelings for you? Well, that is good. So you got the sun card coming up here. So this is bright, they see you as a ray of sunshine, bring warmth and it's like you walk into a room and you lighten up the room. So I like that because it's like a very joyful card, a very bright card. Yeah. And they do see you as someone that has really a good understanding of themselves, like because the hermit is the inner journey, and it's the lantern is the your higher self, this enlightenment that helps you on your path. And so you do come across also as like wise and very self-aware. So they do like that about you. And then there's a lot of energy around it too. The 8 of Wands. Wands is, drive, ambition, passion. And so there is a lot of energy, a lot of, passionate uh, energy around those feelings too. So it is attractiveness, and that's how they're seeing you there. So that's where they're looking at for you here. But let's take a look here and see what else they would like you to know just about them. Because even though people feel things, doesn't mean they're going to act on them. They can be like, "Oh, I really think they're a neat person," and "Wow, that's really cool," and "Wow, I really like them." But that doesn't mean that they, anything will come of that, right? Yeah, because there is some. The 5 of Wands is conflicting energy, which I kind of felt. I was like, but what else is there, right? Let's see, one more card. Yeah, and the High Priestess. So this is about some unknowns and some hidden things that are in there, some unknowns that you're not supposed to know about right now. But there is, this conflicting energy that's there. They feel all these things, but like I said, it just felt like that doesn't mean that they want to act on them. But that's their feelings for you right now. And with that High Priestess, one, it's trust your gut, trust your intuition, really trust your heart, not your mind. But it also represents there's just some unknowns, and there's some things that you're not supposed to know because the High Priestess, there's a veil, and it's like, nope, that's not for you to know right now. And that's the end of the reading. So there you go. All right, let's keep looking here. All right. Oh, you guys are so very welcome. I'm glad these are resonating. All right. So Aditi, you are so I know some of you asked if you could be added, but if you don't ask a question or ask if you want a general reading, just that's what you want to do. Just say, "Here's my question," and then you're on the list. And if you don't want your business out there, you can just say, "I would like a general reading," and then spirit will know what you're wanting, and I'll pull cards for it. So that's what I just ask you to do, and I'll keep on going down the list in order as I see those. So I appreciate you guys, especially all your patience as I move down the list. I know sometimes it's like, come on, I want my reading now. So we are to a DT right now, and it says, "May I know if your my mother is going through spiritual awakening transformation period guidance when she will heal from the past?" Okay, yeah, we can. I know we kind of looked into that a little bit yesterday. We can see what else they'd like to add into that for you, and just see, because I believe she got like the high priestess card or something that was like, yeah, she is on a spiritual awakening. And we will see. I think yours had more to do with, you know, like her going to the beach again or something, if I remember. But we'll take a look here. Hey, SDA, welcome, welcome. Yeah. So, do you have the shaman card, which is normally the Hierophant, which is about a spiritual journey and movement up in the spiritual area? So that definitely is, the her being on that spiritual awakening and transformation. So definitely going through that. She does have also the Knight of Acorns, which is the Knight of Wands. So there is action, there is movement, there is things that are, moving with all of that. And so there is movement. And I kind of feel like because the Two of Shells is here, which is the Two of Cups, which does have to do with, if it's emotional that she needs to heal from the past. This Knight of Wands does indicate that there is this movement that's happening with there. And also, she has the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Crystals here, which is about new things opening up in her outside world because of this. So there is action, there is movement that's happening, union and harmony. So the healing from the past, I feel is like center to your question, and I really feel like this is what she's coming to terms with. But you know, the Ace of Pentacles is this manifestation where you do see it rolling out into the physical world. So definitely, I feel like that's a yes and a yes that's going on with both of those with those questions there. I don't think I missed anyone, Chaos. Let me just make sure, because you know how I am. So I know Earth Angel, yes, to be added, but I don't see any question, which I can just do a general reading, but uh, so we did G-Man, Jushri, Samosa, we did them. And Valerie asked to be added to the list. So Um, yeah, that's a good point, Chaos. I'm gonna jump back, and even though Earth Angel, you didn't ask a specific, uh, you just wanted to be added. I'll do a general reading. Spirit will know that, and then also Valerie, you were going to be next after that. So thanks for pointing that out, Chaos. All right, so let's Earth Angel. We're going to give you a general reading, and Spirit knows what you're wanting, so we'll see what they would like. Oh, and I see, Valerie, you did ask a question here in a moment about your job, so we'll look at that one. All right, but to Earth Angel, well, we're going to use the Angels and Ancestors Oracle for you, Earth Angel. All right. This water guardian likes to come out because here she is again. You got this beautiful, beautiful water guardian angel that says, connect with your emotions. So even though you're an earth angel, you got the water angel. Let me just take a quick sip here. Excuse me. And it says, take time to understand how you really feel. Know that your sensitivity is not a curse, but a gift that allows you to receive and understand messages directly from your soul. Water is the element that is in your blood, your tears, and your flesh. The water guardian represents the angels of water who can help you dive within to understand the depth of your emotions. These angels are all about helping you see that your emotions aren't just the feelings that are on the surface, they are also the old emotions you may have locked deep within the shadows of your soul. Through helping you acknowledge your deepest emotions, the angels of water help you to hear the messages these have for you and to unlock your intuitive powers and the energies of abundance. Your angels want you to know that it's okay to feel the emotions that are surfacing in you at this time. It doesn't matter if they are joyous or sad, they are all powerful messengers that allow you to understand what you want and need. Taking time to breathe and acknowledge them lets them flow through you rather than crashing down on you as an overwhelming wave. Note that there are also intuitive psychic messages arising in you at this time, and unless you acknowledge everything as it comes up, you may miss important guidance that can lead you to support and love. I like that for you. So, that is your general message there, Earth Angel, from the Water Angel. If you have additional questions, you can pop them down below, and I'll be just continuing down the list here. So thank you all for your patience as I make my way down here. And just to make sure. Okay, there we go. So Valerie, you want to know, will you get a job soon? Right? So I do want to use the Radiant right away, and let's take a look at that. Hey, Chocolate Melanin. Hello, hello. You'll be next. And Keisha, hello. You'll be next after that. And then Shay, welcome, welcome. You will be next after that. All right. All right. So, Valerie, let's look at this job. Will you be getting a job soon? Okay. All right. Well, the first card that came up here was the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is normally an emotions card about the past. And I kind of feel like, because this came up earlier for someone else around a job question, and I kind of feel the same thing where it's like it's an old job. It's an old Either it's an old job or it's someone you know from your past is going to put you in touch with a job. Because you also have the Queen of Swords, which is all about the balancing of heart and mind. And you got the King of Cups, which is all about balancing the heart and mind. Because queens, she rolls over air, but all queens get water. So she's half air, half water. And all kings roll over their suit, which he rolls over water, but all kings get a portion of air. So this is air and water, water and air. And so there's this balancing that's coming in here for you, between like what makes sense in your mind, but also what you're like you follow in your heart. It's not like don't make it out of just the mind. Make sure to balance the heart too. but don't make an emotional decision as well. Also bring the mind into it. So they're saying balance these things out. That I do feel like you are going to be getting a job, but it's going to be either if you have an old job that you're like, I really liked, check them out and see if they're hiring. Or, you know, I feel either you will ask some friends, "Hey, do you guys have you heard of it? There any job available?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, my job's hiring. It'd be perfect." It's like that kind of thing that is going to come out with that. So I like that for you, Valerie. Yay! All right. So chocolate melon and JB, you want to know if Davy is your soulmate? Well, let's take a look here. Of course, I think you are wanting to know if they are someone that you will like, isn't the ultimate relationship you'll spend the rest of your life kind of with, because everyone that you interact with, family, friends, romantic partners that come and go, all of them are soulmates for us because we're all souls and we're all mateys back on the other side. And we all come across each other's path on purpose, for a purpose. But I kind of feel like what you're wanting to know is if they're that one that's just going to be bonded to and be with, for romantically for the rest of your life, kind of thing. So that's what we'll ask, if this is the one that will be there. So let's take a look here. So is Davy that one? Okay. Let's see what we have here. So, what I'm getting here, you have the Eight of Acorns, which is the Eight of Wands in the Standard Tarot, which is all about movement of energies. So there is all this movement that's coming in there. Um, but you got the Ace of Crystals too, which is the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles represents new opportunities coming in the outside world. So, and then after that, you got two card number twos. Two of feathers is the Two of Swords, and then the Two of Acorns is the Two of Wands. And I feel like that means no. I was trying to find a nice way to put it, but they're just like, they just want to know what it like. They want you to tell like it is. So I'm telling you like it is, because you have someone else. There's someone else that's more in alignment in both your mind and in your energy, that is more a better fit for your journey ahead, for you. So that's what that new opportunity is coming in the outside world is, someone who is in more alignment like that, someone more like-minded, someone who more energetically is like you, that is a better match for your journey ahead. So I know maybe you wanted that to be, but at least you're like, if they're not, if it's not being reciprocated, you're like, oh, good, bye, psh, on to the next. I'm gonna prepare myself for this other one that will like me from my mind and my energy, and not think I'm crazy and I need to bring it down or something like that. So I like that for you. Excuse me. All right, Keisha, you would like a spiritual reading, so we will give you a spiritual reading. And I kind of feel drawn over here to these divine guidance cards. Let's take a look and see what message they have for you. And then Shay, you will be next. Hey, Divine Goddess. You'll be next after that. All right. So, Keisha, what would Spirit like you to know this evening? All right. So these are the spiritual ink blot test for you. So You get to see this, and see what you see will be a special extra message for you. Card number 41. Love all this red. Matches my shirt. And we'll see what comes through here. It is called creative. You are fully aligned with the powerful light of source energy and loving harmony of Mother Earth. Your creative energy is centered and flowing. It is now time to embrace this energy. Perhaps you're an artist, a writer, a speaker, a dancer, a healer, a musician, or whatever. Dedicate time each day to using your creative force in a way that brings you joy. Keep yourself grounded and connected through meditation. When you are aligned with Source and Mother Earth, your creative juices flow in abundance. Boom. I like that, Keisha. So you've got this creative juices flowing, all this energy, especially this Aries full moon energy is about creativity. So you have this beautiful full moon today that you'll feel this energy for, at least a week, if not more. Just use that beautiful energy, allow all that creativity to flow in whatever areas of your life those resonated with. So like it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for asking that. All right, Shay, let's take a look here. See if Dee's going to communicate with you or see each other again. And yeah, let's go to the Wild Unknown Tarot for that. Then Divine Goddess, you will be up next. Just scroll down a little bit here. All right. There we go. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay. So let's see what we got going on here. I didn't mean. They're like, oh, he exhaled, he sighed. I'm like, well, because um, and it's interesting. I feel like these cards came up before Combine similarly, which is weird. But I shuffled and they all came out separately. This is the Eight of Swords, which is all about you are questioning your thoughts and your beliefs and your expectations. You're in this cocoon holding period doing this internal growth because you also got the High Priestess, which is all about moving inward into your self, into your high temple to dig into the depths, go behind the veil, even connect with spirit, and really understand what these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets, all these expectations of the supposed to and the should and the need to and the have to and all that stuff that's just been making you feel, constricted and trapped. And but there's great news with all that too, because you also got the Six of Swords, which is all about movement of thought and belief. So you are making progress in releasing these thoughts and these beliefs and those mindsets, which so what comes out of a beautiful cocoon after it does, and because a caterpillar goes into the cocoon and then it becomes caterpillar juice, it dissolves its old self. And that's what I feel these old thoughts and these beliefs are dissolving, that soon what comes out of there is this beautiful butterfly. And this is the balance in the outside world. This is your balancing, and you're coming out of this experience, this new being, this free being. You're not who you were before. You're able to, caterpillars can only crawl on the ground and eat a lot of leaves and get stepped on, and where a butterfly where a caterpillar can't cross over a stream, a butterfly can, 'cause it can flutter over it. So you can go places you couldn't go before, and you're not the same person you were before. So, I kind of feel like, that they won't communicate with you because you're being drawn inward, and the mirror that happens with them not communicating with you, with them not, um, seeing them again, has you turn inward to understand what it is that you are feeling about yourself, and all those expectations of yourself and others and the world and relationships and all that. It's like you're really figuring it out, that it's been your own thoughts and your own beliefs that have been trapping you and making you feel blinded and bound, and kind of, you know, really under pressure and trapped. And so this is part of your evolutionary journey to rise as a beautiful butterfly, and come out of that place that's in your life. And there's freedom on the other end of that. And I do love that for you. So I know that probably wasn't the kind of message you were looking for from that, but we always say spirit always gives us the perfect messages, right? So that is your message for today, Shane. And let me continue going down here. Okay. So Divine Goddess, you were next there. Let me just move it down a little bit here. SDA. I think you had one here. Oh, great, Cass. I didn't even ask. I'm so sorry. I thought about it earlier. I was like, I wonder if her headache's gone. And then I get going and then I'm gone, you know. Very good. Yeah, SDI, I think you'll be next after that with your general reading. So, all right. So, Divine Goddess, you want to ask an angel guidance of your current situation. So, I do want to pull from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. I'd love to hear from the angels. So let's see what they have to say. All right. So, Divine Goddess. Okay. So, you got the Sage card here. Let's see if I get that to maybe focus. Maybe. Oh, there it goes. Hold still. Okay, good. So it says, be devoted and committed. And let's see what message comes with that here. And it says, be willing to go the whole road and back again. This will allow you to be the best that you can possibly be. The sage represents the wise one within. And when this card arises, it shows that you are preparing to become a great and insightful teacher to your peers. It guides you to take notes, as the wandering yogi is on this card, because your knowledge and life experiences can impart incredible insights to those with whom you come into contact. This card is also about observation and becoming more aware of who you are and of all your inner workings, because that awareness can bring more clarity to your decisions. Devotion is a powerful energy. And right now, angels and ancestors want to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth. Your continued dedication to this aspect of your life has been recognized, and your understanding that you are not only a body, but also a soul is all you need to continue growing and expanding. The energy of oneness is offering itself to you now, and it's important you take some time to integrate it all so that you can be supported and guided by it. This is what the divine wants for you. Make a note of experiences or teachers making themselves known to you at this time because you are going to share those teachings one day too. So I like that, especially if you had like you have this idea of like you want to write a book or share your experiences and that type of thing. I kind of feel like they're like nudging you, going, "Yeah, we want you to share this information you have, either blog or a book, or in some way sharing your experiences." Because I have a feeling you've had some really interesting ones. So I love that message for you. All right. So let me look down here. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Yep. So we are down here. I am doing well, SJ. Hopefully, you are doing well and enjoying your adventure. And for your general reading, I am being drawn to the Shaman's Dream Oracle. So let's take a look at that here. All right. So let's take a look. What? Oh, wow. What? You actually got two. And I like this one. Woohoo! You got the Fortune's Wheel, which is beautiful. And then you also got this wonderful, beautiful wailing tree. That one says reconciliation. So you've got luck and right timing and reconciliations. So, what a great combination. So, Fortune's Wheel is about a turn of fortune, of course. And it says the Fortune's Wheel is a sign that luck has found the right timing in your life. You have the magic touch, and everything turns to gold. There's nothing you can do wrong. You only need to hold what you desire as your intention, and it becomes true. So do not waste this power on trifling things. Dream big, for surely this opportune moment will pass. Such is the nature of the fortune's wheel. Use the creative power of the fortune's wheel for the benefit of others as well, and the gifts will be returned to you tenfold. Use it only for your own gain, and you might be just left with a bitter taste of squandered opportunity. But fortune's wheel comes unannounced. Notice the early signs, the coincidental encounters, and the seemingly magical and synchronistic events that herald its arrival. That call, that email, that invitation, that chance encounter was no accident. They all were choreographed by fortune. Do not wait any longer. Carpe diem. Recall your boldest and noblest longing and invite it into your life. This invitation is all that is required. Boom. I like that. So let's look at this other one too in combination. And that does talk about grief and mourning and a time of necessary losses, which sometimes with the Wheel of Fortune, that is, in the tarot, is in the number 10. So it's could be endings and new beginnings, but I feel like this is all for you, right? And it says, when you encounter the wailing tree on your path, it is an invitation to stay a while and regroup, a place for you to rest and allow yourself to say goodbye to what no longer serves. You may have been overdoing things, working too hard, or putting too much effort into life with little reward. If you've been considering making a change, now is the time to do so. Hmm. One important thing to consider before you make any changes is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointment, your loss, and mourn what was and what could not be. This is a way to honor your experience, to give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, to really know what you've learned as you walk away from it and into something new. Even in the perception of failure, there is much good to be discovered. However, skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you to reconciliation any faster. In fact, you will discover that you will have to come back at some point. So do it all now. Look at it all squarely and honestly and stay with your feelings. Life is not either or, it's both and this and that. So, as you dive in and process this, allow it to become a temporary travel companion on your journey. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will be challenging for sure. Yet, like all things, they will pass soon enough, and you will be more enriched by the experience. Okay. Okay. I think that is it. They don't even want me to pull any tarot on that. So, those are your two beautiful combined messages that work so well together. And I like that for you. All right. All right. We did answer your question already, Valerie. And Aditi, we already took care of you. All right. Aditi, we answered yours. All right. I'm just continue looking down here. Thank you guys for your patience. As you see me, like, wow, he really focuses when he reads. All right. So, Dollface Diva, we are to your second question, which is, will your finances improve over the next few months? Let's take a look here. We do have the Radiant Rider Waite. So we will look at that. Hey, Kamari, I am doing very well. How about yourself? And I see you'll be next here with your question there. Hey, Miss King. Thank you for stopping by and giving us your love. All right. One more time here. All right. So here we go. Dollface Diva, will your finances improve over the next few months? Okay. All right. Well, you have the Empress card that popped up here. New birth coming. Very bright, bright, abundant card. So definitely birthing some great things. Let me just see if they wanted anything else here. Yeah. So 4 of Pentacles. So if there was any question, it is about your outside world and stability in your outer world, in your finances. So I do feel, and with 3 and 4, I feel like in the next 3 to 4 months, you're really going to see significant changes in those, because those numbers stood out to me for you. So definitely, I feel like they're stabilizing, but then you're going to have, like, in the next 3 to 4 months, it's just really, you're going to feel very solid foundation in your outer world. So I like that for you. So that was easy breezy. I like that when they just give you those answers, and it's, you know, sometimes we need those, and not the, this is a life lesson and this is how you can look at it. So they were like, here, there you go, that's for you. All right, so thank you there. And then Kumari Kajol, I probably mispronounced that, my apologies. You current feelings of Naraj for you. So let's take a look here. Let me just move that down there since we already did those. All right. And Magana, you will be next after that. And NG, you'll be after that. All right, so here we go. So Kamari, we're going to ask about Niraj's feelings towards you. What would Spirit like you to know about their feelings towards you? Okay. So, well, you had the star card that popped up here, which is a very hopeful card. And there's also, we have the celebration card here. So, this is a stable energy and this is a bright card. So, this is hopeful energy around their feelings for you. But so kind of put that on the shelf because they have you have a hermit card here, which does show you kind of going at it alone for a little bit and on purpose because this is you going on this inner journey, understanding things. But because you have the emperor card here too, which is about you kind of taking ownership over your life because the combination of the hermit and the emperor really is like this really, the emperor is the one who rules over the world. They're not like the stable hand where things come to them and they, you know, uh, um, all the orders come down for them to do everything and blah blah blah. It's like you take control over your world, what's going on in it, and then you also are on this inner search, understanding and uh, connecting. Actually, even in if you look really close, oops, I guess I'll put up here. If you look really close, seeing there's the star. That is the star. That's the star that's inside there. This is your higher self too. And so, these three cards are all about you. The combination of them three is you taking charge of your life and moving inward so that you can understand yourself more, understand what you want, really open up your heart more to, because you can only love others to the extent that you love yourself, and you can only accept love from others to the extent that you love yourself. So they're nudging you in here to open up more, and look at your self love because that's what's going to allow this to move forward and be stable. Because otherwise, I kind of feel like it's like this big. This is all you're going to be able to see because that's how much like self love because of your past and all these stories of growing up, all the stuff that happened. And that's why they're nudging you to connect to that and connect to your higher self and the powerful being that you really are to help you open and expand your heart. So that is the message that they have for you. Grouch batteries. You're so funny. Okay. So let's keep going down here. Thank you guys again for all your patience and for all your thumbs up on the video. If you haven't done that already, really am thankful if you consider doing so. It does help out my channel. And thank you all for subscribing. It really means a lot to me and it helps us spread the love to the world. So I am very grateful. All right. So, Magana, you want to know how much you've seen spiritual growth? Oh, so angel guidance. Yeah, sure. So let's take a look here and get these out of the way. I'm going to use the angels and ancestors because I do love messages from the angels. And then Angie, you will be next. And then Chocolate Melanin will ask your second question. And Humano con Ugato, we will ask yours next. Hey, Lovable Blue, welcome, welcome. We'll get to you here in a moment. All right, here we go. So Magana, this is your message from the angel guidance on your spiritual growth. Okay. So this is a beautiful card. It's the Knight card, be brave and honest. I do like that. And let's see what they are bringing for you here. And it says, do the right thing, even if it isn't the easiest option. Stand for what you know in your heart to be right, and true. The knight is a knight in shining armor dedicated to the crown that his sword defends. And in this sense, he is a protector of the Holy Grail and therefore your spiritual growth and expansion. Boom. He represents the warrior in you, whether you are male or female. That energy of the knight is within you. His sword and armor show he is courageous and strong, but if you look closely, you will see a tear running down his face, and it is on. If it will focus, it's running down his cheek over here. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Okay, so it is there. So if you look closely, he does have a tear running down his face, showing his willingness to be vulnerable and his love for what he protects. The energy of respect is important right now. You're being encouraged to figure out what is important to you and what you stand for. If you're in a space where there's opposition, you're being guided to follow through with integrity because even if it seems this will slow your progress, your rewards will be much more abundant. You're being surrounded by a light of bravery to help you. This card also brings justice. If you're longing for justice, please know that the universal energies are working to bring everything back into order and that you don't need to force anything through with your will. If you have made any mistakes recently, it's important to take ownership of them so that you can align yourself with improving the situation. If you're feeling the need to defend your spiritual path at this time, back down and let it protect you. I love that for you. And, the mistakes, I always put those in quotes because there really are no mistakes. There's no really right or wrong in the whole heavenly realms. But um, what I replace that with is if you feel that you have, um, your actions have made it easier for someone to choose to be hurt and agitated or something like that, just take ownership of that your influence. They ultimately always choose what they're going to feel. You can't control that. But if you feel on your heart, you know what, because I was short with them, they chose to be hurt, and I could have made it easier for them to choose not to be hurt, so I'm going to go make that right. That's the kind of energy I feel with that. So what a wonderful message. It's all about your spiritual growth, right? It's about you protecting the Holy Grail, which is the chalice. It's the Ace of Cups in the tarot, which is full of the unconditional love of the spiritual realm. So it's almost like you're called to help be this guard and this, bringer of unconditional love. And we all are, but you're going to be doing it in this beautiful, beautiful, unique way. So I'm excited to see what you do with that. So that is your reading, Magana. And Angie, you want to know, is new love coming to you soon? So let's take a look here. And I feel we're going to the Wild Unknown Tarot for that one. All right, so let's take a look here. What about new love? Is it coming soon to a theater near you? Let's see here. Interesting. Interesting. Because you got two number sevens. You got the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Wands. And seven is more of a, if you think of like a six as three things on either side, there's this nice little smooth flow. And a seven would be something put right in the middle of it, like this block, like this thing that is pausing movement. So for that, I would say that that would be not soon, because the Seven of Cups has a lot of, like, there's an emotion an emotional block that's right in the middle, and there's an energetic block right in the middle, and they're um, related to one another. And because what comes after both of these are the number eights, which is about movement up and beyond. And so I feel like there is uh, the Eight of Cups energy speaking, which is all about leaving behind emotions that no longer serve you. So there's something that is bubbling down underneath here that's taken a lot of your emotional energy. That's that combination of the wands and the cups. There's this emotional energy that's just there that is keeping this flow from happening, and it's brought there for a reason, because they want you to take a look at it, because it's going to free you to move forward. So they just want you to look at what emotion is bubbling down underneath there. What is like this emotion that keeps coming up over and over, and that you hate feeling, but it keeps on showing its face? That's the one that they want you to look in and reflect on and transform and get to the root of it. Usually there's going to be, that's just an echo. You're going to, if you keep on thinking, when's the last time you felt that? When's the last time you felt it? When's the last time you felt it before that? When's the last time you felt it before that? You're probably going to get back to an earlier in your life pain that's been echoing for quite a while, but it's time for it to be integrated and absorbed rather than kept separate and stuffed and bouncing around in your basement, because it's still impacting you, even though it may not be, you know, something that you're like right here in your face, but it keeps on bringing itself up because it wants you to deal with that. So that is your message there, Angie. All right. So, chocolate melanin. Let's take a look here and see what. Will you have your driver's license soon before the next? So, by the end of the year, will you have your driver's license? Let's take a look and see what they have to say. Then humano con un gato. You'll be next. I love that name. And lovable blue. You will be next after that. All right. So here we go. Chocolate melanin. I added too many ninins in there. Will you have your driver's license by the end of this year? All right. So, one of the things that they want you to focus on is, this is the Nine of Swords, which is the nightmare and insomnia card. You have a lot of expectations, a lot of fears around not getting it, and they want you to take a look at that. So before they answer your question, they're like, first, we would like you to look at that. Like, what are you fearing if you don't get it? What does that mean? And what are you fearing? What will happen if you do get your license? Because they say you have a lot on your mind about this. It's like there's a lot of pressure around it. Because you also have the Four of Cups, which is all about, these outside world things are boring you and you're not feeling fulfilled there. And you're being given this offer from the heavens on, that's the Holy Grail I was just talking about a moment ago. It's this connection to the higher realms. It's really understanding that things in the outside world will disappoint you. Relationships, situations like jobs, education, driver's licenses, whatever, your body, your possessions, your bank accounts. Those things are told. We're told that they will fulfill us and make us feel whole, but we get them and we feel empty. They are unstable and they're temporary. Like, people change or they pass away. Situations never stay the same. Things break down, they deteriorate, or they're stolen. And so eventually the disappointment of the outside turns you back into here, where you find inward and upward, you find the love and the what you've been looking for all your life. So they want you to really look at that and understand that. Because I when I was pulling the cards, I was like, if I get the chariot card, that means you will get your driver's license. And you got the chariot card. So I really feel that you will get it by the end of the year. But they wanted you to know that stuff first because they're like, understand it. Because I feel like it's so important that you have fears of not getting it, that when you go to do tests and stuff, you're freaking out and you're going into fight or flight mode instead of being calm. When you go into fight or flight, you forget things. So if you have to take a written test, you won't remember stuff, or panic while you're driving on the driving test. And they're just like, you need to come to terms with what your fears are of not getting it and realize, okay, I'm okay either way. And then you won't be stressed when you go and you'll be fine and you'll do well. But if you don't deal with those fears that you have going in your head, then you're just going to go in there and pale and, sweat going down your face. And you're like, because fight or flight is kicked in. And then it's like, you need to face that so you can relax when you go and everything will be fine. So that's your message. All right. All right. Humano kanun kato. We have what can you expect in love until the end of the year? All right. For the rest of the year, what about love? And we do have the tarot of the magical forest for you. Let's take a quick drink here. Thank you guys all again for your patience as I work my way down the list. Thank you also just for being here. I just love you guys being here. I can feel your beautiful energy and your laughter and you guys interacting with each other. It just is great. I just feel such an honor to be able to be here doing this, All right, let's take a look here. What can you expect between now and the end of the year? Un gato. What would you like them to know about? Okay. And that one, and that one, and that one. All right. Let's take a look and see what we got here. So the first card that popped out, and let's see here. Hey, you got 2 major arcana and 2 royalty. So this is a pretty significant uh, experience for you. Excuse me. The first card that came up here is the strength card, which shows you, if you look here, this infinity symbol, this is your higher self. This is your human self. And their first message is really about turning you inward and upward, like I've been talking about a little bit today, because in addition to that, you also have the judgment card, which is all about your higher self calling down to your human self. And it's important for you to have this combination to really affirm that the love that you're looking for the outside world isn't going to be enough when you find it. And they're wanting you to really connect into your heart, to really open up to the love that you've been looking for all along. Because that's what the strength card is about, is that the lion is told to look outside of itself for its love and its fulfillment and everything. And like I just mentioned about all those things are unstable, they disappoint eventually and they point us back inside because people change moment by moment, and people pass away too. But if you find the love of what we think is the love of our life, and we're like, oh, and you get married and everything's good, and then the honeymoon's over. That's where the honeymoon is over phrase comes from, because it's like, now what? And they're just like, okay, isn't it supposed to be better than this? And it dies down, things change, expectations change, they're not in a good mood, and suddenly the love isn't at this what level. It's like it goes up and it's down and it's unstable. So they're pushing you to really look inside of yourself to find that love there, because they also have the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is about the outside world moving slowly. And so there is like the love is moving slowly in your life because they want you to do this piece of your journey as you go through this. And because I mentioned a little bit earlier about the more you open up that love, that unconditional love from above, your heart opens up more and allows you to love more on the physical plane and receive more love on the physical plane. Otherwise, our self-love is really tiny, and the drip of love from the outside is what we get, and the drip out to other people is what they get, and it's not enough, right? So they really want you to look into that, because the journey, the season is going slow, and it's like you're in the winter season of your love life right now, and they're wanting you to, while you're in the bear cave hibernating, they're wanting you to do this kind of inner connection and inner work, because when spring comes, you do have the page of wands, which is new passion and new drive that comes from that. So they're saying that doing these things help you prepare for that what's coming. So, and I kind of almost feel like it's, you know, um, I'm not sure where, if you're in the southern hemisphere or the northern hemisphere, but the northern hemisphere will be entering winter, in December. And so I kind of feel like you're going through this, and then really in springtime, which for us will be, say, December, January, February, like March, is when boom, this all blossoms and comes for you. So I kind of feel it's really kind of following the seasons as well with that, at the northern hemisphere seasons, because that's where I'm at. But that's their message for you around what to expect in love until the end of the year. I feel like it's slow moving and kind of cold and barren like winter until springtime. But this time is for you to really find your self love, and it's going to make all the difference in the world, because it'll, if you don't, the type that of individual that you attract on the outside world isn't going to be fulfilling for you. It's just going to end up mirrors and life lessons and fun stuff like that. So that is your message. Thank you for your patience and waiting for that. You're like, I waited for that. All right, let's continue going here. So, lovable blue, thank you for your patience. And you want to know, how does JLV feel towards you? And I feel like we're going to the wild unknown tarot for that. All right. So, lovable blue. Let's see what those feelings. What does spirit want you to know around JLV? JLV feelings towards you. What else? Anything else? Okay. So they gave you two cards. Let's see what we have here. So you've got two cards here, and so you've got like Mother Goose and the chick, but you've got the Mother of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups in the Standard Tarot, and you've got the Fool card, which is all about newness and new beginnings here. And I feel like, one, not no kidding that the Mother of Cups is a very nurturing individual, full of emotion, full of emotion, because she's got the energy of double water going on with her. And so she has this, and that's kind of that what he sees you. He sees like is you're like very nurturing, you have a lot of emotion. Um, but I don't know if they feel you mother them. Like, usually when I see that, like, mama bird, daddy bird, baby bird, it's kind of this codependent type of tendency where you give and you give and you give and you give and you give, and you don't allow them to give back. And then you get exhausted, and then you get, uh, you know, resentful. And I don't know if this is something that is normally the past, of what you've done. But I know, I mean, I'm a recovering enabler in codependent relationships, which we learn, that like, oh, those don't end very well because they end up with us not allowing them to give back to us. They end up going out and either finding someone that will allow them to give to them, or they workaholics or at the gym all the time, or friends or hobby, and we don't get that. And then it ends up kind of imploding. And so I feel like there's this um, hesitancy because they're like, I don't want to be a baby bird. They want this equal give and take kind of adult relationship, but they kind of feel like they're the child in in the interactions with you. And so that's where there's this hesitancy. Um, and it could be that they also that's the kind of relationships that they had, either maybe from their mother and from their, past relationships, that it's been that, and they sense this, and it might not even be that you're doing this, it's just like what they're perceiving, right? So they're just like, "Oh no, it's someone who's carrying like these other people," and they've feel like they've put you in the bucket with them, and it doesn't mean necessarily, unless that resonates with you, that you're, you know, uh, and have that overgiving mentality that you were given when you were young, because you had to give, 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 and do extreme things to get attention from, parents and stuff. And so you have this belief system that I have to give 100 of something to deserve one from someone. And if that's the case, it's all right. It is something that you can overcome, because if I can overcome it, I know you can. Just looking into how you can transform that. So that's what I'm feeling for you, lovable blue, and you are lovable. So we, if you have any additional questions, pop them down below. I'm going to keep going here, and let's see what else we've got going on this evening. Oop, that went really fast. Okay. All right. So did I miss somebody? I think I did. Let me see. Let me just keep going here. All right. We got Vixen, I believe, is next here. Vixen, thank you, thank you. So, does your person Daniel? How does your person Daniel feel about you? And do they have any intentions? Well, let's take a look here and see. I am being pulled. Nope, re-pulled to the Spirit Song Tarot. All right. So we'll ask that first. How do they feel about you? Right. Well, the first card that popped out is the Eight of Shells, which is the Eight of Cups. And Eight of Cups is about like leaving behind old emotions that no longer serve us. And let's take a look at all of them together, because you also have the Queen of Crystals, which is the Queen of Pentacles. You also have the Two of Pentacles, and you have the Six of Pentacles. So a lot of stuff that is being reflected in the outside world. The Queen of Pentacles, it talks about prosperity and comfortable. So it is that mother nature, mother nurturing type of energy that comes with that. And the two of crystals, the two pentacles, is about this balancing. So I kind of feel like they have these old memories, and it's almost feels a little bit like the reading I just did, because this is actually the codependency awareness card. And I feel like what they're wanting to leave behind is these old emotions that they would have with the codependency, and they see you as this nurturing person, and they're trying to have this balance, with what's going on there. So um, it feels, all that crystals are earth energy, and it feels very grounded and down to earth. But the Eight of Cups is about leaving emotions behind that no longer serve them. And so I feel like, they see you as this nurturing person and balance. There's all this balance and all this stuff going on, but I don't feel like there's like the spark. I don't see wands. I see leaving of emotions. So I kind of feel like it's just not there. They see you, they see you're grounded, they are like, well, you're a nurturing person and this, so they don't have like bad feelings towards you, but I just don't feel like there's any spark there. So I don't know, what that is, what that looks like, right? Um, so it just doesn't feel like there's any spark is what I'm feeling for that. So I don't feel like they have intentions, because it just feels, I don't want to say bland. It just feels grounded, and that's it. It's not woo. It's just kind of, they're just like, yeah, it's just there. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of passion, or like I said, spark that's there. So I know. I wish that I had different things coming in, but I guess we want the truth, though, right? That's why we're asking. We don't want them to tell us what we want to hear. We want the truth so that we can, make adjustments in our life and our energies, and do what we want with that information, because we still have our power of choice, right? So I like that. All right, let me keep going here. All right. Appreciate you guys' patience. I'm just reading down here. All right, honey dip. So, you want to know, what was the lesson you needed to learn with your recent temptation? Oh, dun dun dun. I want to look into the Revelations tarot for that, and we'll see what's going on here. All right, and then me, you will be next. Not me, but me in the chat. All right. So, honey dip, what was the lesson that you had wanted to learn through your recent temptation? Okay, let's take a look here. So you have the sun card here, and um, so the sun, of course, one, it shines bright into all the crevices of our lives, even the cobwebs and everything else. But it is also low energy, which is about our inner child. So there is reflection back to inner child around beliefs. Let's see what the other two cards are here. Now, you've got the Four of Swords, which is all about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes. It is kind of considered the peace of mind card. I'll come back to that one. I want to see what this other one is here too. So you have the Star card, which is the hope card, but it also is very Aquarian energy. And the star on it is usually, I mean, you got the star and the sun. So there's this brightness, this where the sun shines during the day, well, it creates the day. The star shines in the darkness. And so kind of feel like part of this was that you needed to see that you could shine in the darkness, that you could still retain and find yourself in the darkness, and with whatever would come, that you would always find your light in whatever would come your way, right? And the Four of Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. Usually they'll have three swords on a wall and you're sleeping on the Ace of Swords, which does also show, with all this light that's being shown on you, that the Ace of Swords allows you to see higher truths, capital T truths, that are rooted in unconditional love, a higher love that is without limitation. It also allows you to slice away old thoughts, old expectations, old beliefs, old beliefs and thoughts and expectations that no longer serve you. And this temptation that came up for you was basically the devil card, which is, of course, Saturn that comes in and rattles your cage. It makes you see what limitations and what things are making you feel enclosed and captured and trapped. And in having your cage rattled, the cage door opens up and you're like, what? It was never closed. It was never locked and it wasn't even fully closed. Just when it shook, it just shook the door open more. And you're like, wait a minute. There's this freedom that comes from that freedom from these expectations, from this, all these rules and all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that are keeping you like stressed and under pressure and feeling caged. And this temptation came to show you the light that you are in the day and in the night, in the good times and in the dark times. And that you will always, you always come back and you find the true you, not all the expectations you, but the true you that you find inside. So that's what I feel they wanted you to know about this temptation. So there we go. All right. So let's keep on going down here. All right. And we said me, you were going to be next. Let me just see what else we have here. All right. South America. All right. Very good. So let's take a look here. You want to know me? What I need to do to get commitment from R and his family? Should you approach or wait, as you never spoke to R, not even once? Okay. Well, let's take a look here and see what they want you to know there. Um, Actually, no, they do want the Radiant Rider wait. So we'll take a look here and see what they have to say here. All right. So, what do you need to do to get a commitment from R and his family? Okay. And we'll see. Should you wait or approach? Okay. All right. Let's take a look here. So, what you need to do, it's like, I feel like this is a new adventure, right? It's let old ways of looking at things go, because not only do you have the Ace of Swords, which is about cutting away all your expectations, and the way you think things should be and are supposed to be, need to be, and all that, right? This allows you to cut away all those old ways of thinking, and you have the Full card too, which is all about starting over, let old cycles end and start new. And so I think, like you're saying, really, should you approach or wait? I'm like, it's like, let go of all the expectations. Just let it all go of all the supposed tos and the shoulds and everything you think you're supposed to do and need to do to have something happen. Yeah, because I feel like when you let it go and you just let it you know, drift away, that you do. You have wish fulfillment card, the 9 of cups, and you have the King of Pentacles, which is abundance. So it's like, um, let it unfold and let go of the expectations. Just free yourself from all the pressure and that you feel you need to force something to happen and that they're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that and da 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 da. They're like, go with the flow, start over, be fresh, and just allow things to unfold and be in the moment. Don't be attached to the future or the past or trying to plan everything and be in control of things. They're just like, go with it. Just go and take all the pressure off. They're reminding me of like when I was in corporate life, when I would try to like get the high performer bonuses and be at the top so I could get raises. And when I would try and try, I'd get a meets and I wouldn't get stuff. And I'd be like, oh man, because I was so determined and was putting so much stress on myself and effort for it that the universe was telling me, just relax. Why are you doing what you're doing, right? And I'm like, oh, I came back to my why. I'm like, oh, I'm here to help people and help my peers, and I just enjoy it. Why am I stressing myself up trying to think that I need to be the top? What am I afraid of? And when I looked at that and understood it, then I just came in and just enjoyed the moment and did it. And then I'd get a bonus and I'd get a raise and a promotion. And I'm like, really? I'm doing like hardly anything I did before, like, just what is expected, and then I get bonuses and stuff. So I kind of feel like that's what is a situation that you're in. Lighten up, let it go with the flow. So that is your message. All right. So let me continue looking down here. Okay, very good. Chaos, you're so funny. All right. And then Manur Riaz Gadar. You want to know, what are Wahid's current feelings towards you? Let's take a look here and see what we have here. So let's see here. All right. Well, okay. So what are their current feelings towards you? Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to hit my microphone there. Sorry if that was loud. So you got two mother cards here. You got the mother or the queen of swords, and you've got the mother, the queen of pentacles. So this is all about mother nature, mother nurture, and this is all about balancing heart and mind. And so they kind of see you in this very nurturing way, in this balanced, you know, emotions. And so this is the kind of person that they see you. But there is this Five of Pentacles that comes in here. And I know that doesn't look like a happy flower. And I get it. The Five of Pentacles is about this feeling of abandonment, feeling left out, feeling not good enough, um, and looking for their fulfillment, their worth, and how it relates to the outside world. It really is this uh, downtrodden feel, like they feel like they've been abandoned in their life. And usually there's people walking, like someone has a crutch and they don't have any shoes, and someone's bandaged and they're walking in the snow and they're in rags and they just feel like they've been abandoned by the world. And so they have these feelings, of around this situation, and just in um you know their relationships to people and everything else. just very low and you know, like you said, like exactly like that flower looks, they're just like, "Woe is me," and that type of thing. And they see you as, someone who's balanced and nurturing and that you are doing well in life and stuff, and I just kind of feel like they don't feel like that they are enough for you. And I don't know, I think some of it has to do with, of course, everything I talked about, that's like where they've come from. They've had things happen to them where they were told that or shown that when they were growing up. And so they have these feelings. But I also feel like there's this you give and you can do so much that it's almost like uh, you take off sprinting and running and they can't run, and then you leave them in the dust, and then they're just like, I can't compete. And that's kind of how I feel, what emotions they have, like they just feel they can't compete. So that's what I feel is going on there. So I let me see here. I think did we already answer these questions, right? I believe we already answered. I think I answered Vixen's up above, right? Yeah, so we already answered Vixen's up above and lovable. I thought we already answered yours too, right? Let me see here. JVL's intentions towards you. Yeah, so we already answered that one. And so SDA, you want to know what Brown's intentions are for you. So let's take a look there. No, lie to me. Okay. So what does she want to hear, Spirit? Let's find out what she wants to hear. What does SDA want to hear? All right, Anju, we will go to you next. Too funny. All right. So SDA, Brown's intentions. What would you like SDA to know about Brown's intentions? All right. So 2 cards. Let's see what we got here. Wow, how funny. So you got Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords. So, Queen of Swords is all about, balancing mind and heart, and of course, the Queen of Cups is double um, emotions. And I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm just looking at pictures, you know. I'm like I don't know what my intentions are, is what I kind of feel. It's weird. It's like I'm looking at who you are. Like I feel like this is what they think of you, and that they're just looking at pictures and they're just like observing and looking, but I'm not feeling like intentions. I just feel like they're just like there. They're just, and I don't want to feel like they're not investigating you, they're not looking in your window or anything like that. I just feel like they're like watching you, but I kind of feel like they're kind of standing back just watching, and I don't know what that means, but that's let me see if they'll give me any clarification on that. Yeah, 'Cause you got the Nine of Pentacles here, which is all about just I don't know. Like I'm hearing it started so promising, right? But it's like they're watching the grass grow, you know? It's like they're letting the seasons unfold, but they're watching the corn grow. They're just watching it and going along. And they've got the Four of Swords, which is all about peace of mind. So they're just like they're okay with what they're going through. Um, and there's the Two of Wands. And uh, of course the Two of Wands is about whatever they're focusing on is growing. And I don't know, it's weird. It's like they're if I look at it and it's gonna grow. But I don't know, it's weird. It's just like they're in this pause and they're like it's like the seasons are unfolding and they're just like watching and they're just kind of like, okay. And their peace of mind, they don't, the because the Four of Swords is all about cutting away expectations. And so they just like they don't have any expectations. They're just looking at who you are. The season's just unfolding and that. So I don't know. I don't know why. So there we are. But that's the message they have for you. So that's what you need to know at least tonight. All right. And then Anjou, you want a general reading for the coming months. And I'm almost up on 3 hours. That's kind of my cutoff. So if I don't get to you guys, I'm going to try to get to as many as I can before I need to head off. But in the description box of this video, there's also links to, I have a bunch of playlists of, I put out weekly energy updates, monthly readings for each zodiac sign, pick a card readings, a ton of different videos. Even there's a 1010 portal that opens up tomorrow. There's readings also listed there, and all that is listed in that. And so if I'm not able to get to you, go check those out because that's how spirit works. They'll draw you to the one that has the message for you for your answer too. So if I'm not able to get into you live, I am here Sunday through Fridays, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Saturdays at 8 p.m. Mountain, and then Friday and Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Mountain, and Sundays at 10 a.m. in the morning. Also on Instagram at 5 p.m. on Saturdays. So if we don't catch you tonight, you can catch me at one of those times there. Usually, the earlier you join the session, the chances are I can get to you. But when you come later, it's like the energy is crashing, the connection's getting staticky, the the radio is overheating. so uh, so please, I know I definitely always like to try to get to as many as you guys, but those are other options too. And I also offer um, paid readings, personal readings, which all that information is also in that description box. All right. So general reading, Anju, I got it. All right. I'm being drawn to the divine guidance cards for you. So let's take a look here. All right. So let's take a look here. Anju. All right. Wow, look at this. Almost matches my shirt. It actually kind of does. You have the number 8. And this is, I call them the spiritual inkblot test. So whatever you're seeing in here is a special message for you. I'll kind of zero in a little more so you can see that. And then we'll read from the book here for you. And this is all about balance. Of course, that giant yin yang or yin yang on there. And it says, life is all about balance. And this card is here to help you create more balance in all aspects of your life, work and play, relationship time and alone time, social time and quiet meditation, physical activity and rest, giving and receiving, feminine energy, and masculine energy. Balancing out each aspect of your life will enable you to give your energy to the world in a much more grounded and centered way. So, Anjou, balance. And it's perfect. This is Libra season. So, you have all that energy of the Libra sun that you can just absorb and use as well. So, I like that. That is your general reading. All right. Let me see if is there anyone else I can get in here? Let's see. All right. And it looks like here, let me see. So Rashmi, you added to be added. And you wanted to know if your partner, Alec, if their father would accept you as their daughter-in-law. So let me pull a card real quick on that one. It looks like we don't have too many, so we'll get you guys squared away here. So let's take a look here, Rashmi. Will Alec's father accept you as their daughter-in-law? I feel we got three major arcana cards here. The first one is temperance, which is balance and patience. So I feel like in time, just have patience with it, because you do have the King of Pentacles, which is all about abundance, about success, about victory in the outside world. So I feel that. And I really feel here this magician is your part in how that can happen. And what I feel is that, because the magician holds the magic wand, and it does show that you have everything you need within you to make it happen. And that Ace of Wands, I feel, is you focusing your energy on what you're grateful for and what you want in your life. And I say this a lot during reading throughout these sessions because it's such an important concept when the Ace of Wands appears or the magic wand appears, because it shows us that we grow whatever we focus on. And so if we're focusing on, I'm afraid that they're not going to accept me, 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 we're growing the not accept me, right? Or we're afraid of what's missing in our lives, like they don't love me, they don't like me, they don't like me. It's like we are growing whatever we're focusing on. So instead you can focus on what you're grateful for in their father, and you can focus on, what, they're going to love me, they're going to love me, why wouldn't they love me, they're going to love me, they're going to accept me. And you're growing that energy instead. So that's why I feel your power is in that situation. So but there is that temperance and patience. Just it's going to take some time. It's like they got to get to know you, and this energy that you're putting out will change as well. Because if you feel like um I don't want to say that their father's a dog, but when you're around a dog and you feel fear, they sense fear, and so they growl. And because they fear that there's something to fear, and so it activates them. And I feel the same thing about, if you are like, they love me, then they're going to sense love, and then they're going to love. But if you're like, I'm afraid of him, he's going to sense fear, and that upsets him. And so I feel if you kind of fill yourself up with that beautiful positive energy towards it all, that it transforms things for you. So I like that for you. All right. Let me see. I did that one. I did that one. I did that one. All right. Myth. You want to know what your partner RJ is hiding from you and why is he behaving the way he is? Okay. Well, we will take a look and see what we have there. And I think that will be everyone except for Chaos. All right. So, Myth. Let's take a look here. Partner, RJ. What are they hiding from you? All right. So there's this Five of Cups here, which um, there's, disappointment. There's emotional disappointment that's going on with them. And there's this Queen of Cups and Knight of Cups that's here. So there's a lot of emotional energy that's going on inside of them. And um, it's like he has this hurt and this pain that, happened because there's all this disappointment here. And that's what he's focused on is this emotional disappointment that's going on. And I feel like it is between a queen and a knight, right? So it's like, and they're turned away from each other here. So I kind of feel that this is you two guys. At first, I thought, I wonder if this was someone else in the picture, but that didn't resonate. It's like, no, this is you two turned away from each other. It's like there's, I don't want to say a cold shoulder, but it's like if you guys ever have odds, it's like almost like punishment, um, and withdrawing from each other. And so when someone gets upset, they instead of fighting, you flee. But when fleeing, it makes someone feel abandoned, and so they pull away. And there's like all this emotion and disappointment and emotional. It's like a beehive of emotion that's going on, and kind of feel like that's what they have been taught to do and how they've been taught to behave. They take it personally, you know, and so I kind of feel like that's what's going on. There's just a great deal of emotion that is, popping in there, and I feel like what spirit wants you to focus on. This is you, you know. This is the Nine of Pentacles. This is you turning inward for your search. The nine is the hermit's journey, and she's in here all by herself, except with spirit, which is the feathered being there. And this is her wholeness and her completeness, and she's finding it within her own self. And that's the journey. It's like turn inward. That all this other stuff that's going on, you can't do anything about what's going on with everything inside them. They're just like in this emotional explosion going on inside, all the stuff that's been triggered and all that. But that's why I feel like it feels like you guys have turned your backs on each other, or that there's this separation there. But they're saying that, the only thing you can do is look for your worth inside you and turn within you and find that there. But spirit is there, all this beautiful, you know, all your guardian angels and spirit guides and loved ones on the other side and ancestors, they're all there, and you're not alone in this. But they are saying, like, really the thing that the only thing you can do right now is to turn inward for it and take a look at that for yourself, because they're like, there's nothing you can do with their emotions. They are like set in feeling upset about their emotions, and there's nothing you can do except let them work through it and work on yourself during it, and kind of let them be, let them simmer, let them process, and then he'll come back when he's like calmed down and process those things. So sorry, Myth, that's kind of what's going on there. All right. Yep. Sorry, Kelly. I've been on here 3 hours and I got one more and then I'll be out. But if you check the link, all the links in the description box of this video, there's a bunch of pick a cards and other types of playlists of weekly energy updates by zodiac sign, monthly readings by zodiac sign. There's even a 1010 portal for tomorrow that's active by zodiac sign. So there's a lot of other readings that are out there. So whatever you're drawn to spirit, by spirit to go look at, I'm sure you'll find the answer that you're looking for. If not, I'll be back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time and throughout the week at that time as well. So you can catch me a little earlier. And but the as I was saying, the radio bulbs are burning out, and so I'm starting to hear static. It's time for me to go rest this little body. So chaos, you're the final reading for tonight, and you wanted to know why did R want you to join Facebook and social media? Okay, let's take a look here. We'll use the. I know you like the Rider Waite, but they want me to use the Tarot of the Magical Forest for this one. Great. Thanks, SDA. You have a very good night. I know you're like a couple hours ahead of us too, right? Is it Monday morning now? All right. Let's take a look here. Why did R want you to join Facebook and social media? So it has the 10 of Cups here, which is about emotional fulfillment and joy. And, you know, so there's some interest in there from what I'm seeing here. They want to know more about you and that. That's what they're saying. So there we go. There we go. Any additional clarification on that? Yeah. So we've got the happy, happy, joy, joy, and the you know stability in the physical world too. So there we go. Doesn't mean that you have to, right? You're just like, okay, at least I know that they're kind of looking at this. But I like it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Chaos, for helping answer people's questions and concerns when they don't haven't read my pinned comment at the top. I really appreciate that. I want you to enjoy this too. And sorry if I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings about anything that I said. I just want it to be smooth and just help people understand. Um, and you don't even have to keep track of who's next and all that. If you want to help people and just say, hey, he goes down in order, so just he'll be with you soon. Thanks for waiting. Then that's uh my level of expectations is very low, because I just want it to be fun. I just want you to enjoy it too, and not make it like it's a lot of work, because I want you to enjoy the messages and the journey, and I definitely appreciate everything that you do, because I know some people can definitely get concerned about that they got overlooked. So yeah, right. That Aries energy, yeah, I know. I have felt it bubbling down here today too. I've checked myself in different situations too. I'm like, okay, breathe, breathe. It's the Aries full moon. Just go outside and howl, and then come back in, and you'll be fine. So I really appreciate you guys. I thank you, all my soul family. Um, have a wonderful rest of your night or rest of your day, wherever you're at in the world. And please know that every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until we meet again, you guys hang in there and have fun. Enjoy this Aries full moon. You guys take care.